I am representing FARIS PETRA Science Secondary School, where we're talking about from waste to wellness, tackling Malaysia e-waste crisis for healthier generation under SDG 12, which are responsible consumption and production. Before moving on to my topic, let me introduce my team. My team consists of 3 members, which is me, UMAR AZIZ, my second members, QASSEH HAJARATUL MAIMUNAH, and my third members, which is IDHAM. Our team is supervised by Ms. FAKHIRA. So, what is e-waste? E-waste is short for electronic waste, which are discarded electrical or electronic devices. This includes electronic devices such as phones, tablets, your TV, and etc. Why do we choose e-waste as one of our keywords? So in Malaysia, approximately 365 kilotons of e-waste are produced annually. So how is this a growing and concerning factor? Is that increasing number of electronic devices that are constantly manufactured by companies and is also constantly bought by consumers.
Now we've covered that, let's turn our attention to the second keyword, which is healthier generation. Healthier generation is an idea of ensuring better physical, environmental, and social well-being for both present and future generation through sustainable practices. And why do we choose healthy generation as our second keyword is because the life expectancy at birth is still at a low rate at only 74.88% and still decreasing today. And what is the relation between e-waste and healthy generation?
Outcomes from most studies showed a possible association between exposure to e-waste and pregnancy and adverse neonatal health outcomes, including sex-specific differences in infants' growth, placental transfer of toxicants, thyroid hormones disruption, DNA methylation, and oxidative damage, LAAD genotypes, carcinogenic risks, and sex hormones disruption in pregnant women and also developing fetus. The results support evidence that e-waste exposure is associated with negative effects on pregnancy and neonatal health outcomes specifically. Note that it is cheaper for producers to use toxins, for example mercuries, inside of electronic and electrical devices like smartphones, batteries, and refrigerators. So let's say if a person don't want to use these devices anymore, they will just throw them, and these devices will end up where? In the landfill, of course. So in a scenario where a pregnant woman lives near the area of an e-waste landfill, they will be exposed to these toxins. Now this does not only affect the health of the pregnant women, but also affects the growth of the fetus itself, which at the end of the day affects the life expectancy at birth rate, especially in Malaysia. Hence the reason why we believe that e-waste is a significant problem that needs to be solved immediately.
After all that have been said, we come to a conclusion where our problem statement would be unsafe e-waste processing pollutes the surrounding community, affecting workers and residents. Based on the SDG report in 2024, Malaysia still faces significant problems regarding e-waste. Here's a little statistic about e-waste in Malaysia. In 2019, 45 million tons of e-waste are accumulated, and in the future, it is expected in 2030 there will be 75 million tons. Meanwhile, in 2050, it will reach 100 million tons. Isn't that crazy?
E-waste contain hazardous chemical, which when improperly handled or disposed, it contributes to pollution and health problem, ultimately reducing life expectancy at birth. Like Jim Pukat said, putting poison in electronic is not necessary, but cheaper. Hence, it is still a significant problem in Malaysia. So our objective for this research is first, we want to understand the significance of poor e-waste management, and second of all, we want to discover how e-waste affect the declining birth rate in Malaysia, and lastly, we want to provide a solution to improve the rate of the problem. Now, let's moving on to the methodology.
For the methodology, we use 2 methods. First is we conduct an interview with an environmental activist, and second, we prepared a questionnaire on Google Form which contains 4 sections and 18 questions. So this questionnaire is answered by 112 respondents. So what we can conclude from this particular questionnaire is that around 76% of people don't even know what e-waste even is and how it affects life expectancy at birth, especially in Malaysia. E-waste also create genetic problems in the male sperm cells, which in turn will lead to their infants having complications. So this just shows how crucial e-waste actually is, and we need to find a solution immediately.
So the solution that we are proposing is we're going to use pyrolysis and plasma arc technology, where pyrolysis is a thermal decomposition process that involves heating materials in the absence of oxygen or with minimal oxygen. This process breaks down complex material such as plastics, metals, and other compounds found in e-waste into simpler substance, while plasma arc technology uses high energy plasma, which is a state of matter where gas is ionized and conduct electricity to break down material at extremely high temperature. So pyrolysis and plasma arc technology is not only effective, but it's also a great investment in order to reduce and solve this significant problem of e-waste in Malaysia.
The cost of a medium-sized plant for pyrolysis and plasma arc technology with a capacity of 250,000 tons per annum might cost approximately around 90 to 100,000 ringgit, including operating and processing costs. Yes, it's costly. However, we believe that by using pyrolysis and plasma arc technology, it's the best method to solve the e-waste crisis that we're having in Malaysia right now, and we can produce better generations. Other than that, pyrolysis and plasma arc technology also offers long-term benefits. So it is a long-term investment. So what are the long-term benefits that pyrolysis and plasma arc technology offers? First of all is proper e-waste management for our country. Second is we improve the life expectancy at birth rate in Malaysia right now, which is still decreasing. Third is resource recovery. Fourth is potential compliance with environmental regulations, whereby we will solve environmental problems regarding our country. Fourth is we enhance corporate social responsibilities profiles, whereby they're going to take care of the e-waste management. And lastly, we open up new business opportunities.